So while I was recording for another article, having a little bit of fun, this out of nowhere came across my feed. We're looking with, especially with the gubernatorial race coming up in Virginia. This came across my feed, and this took a little bit of the joy that I had to do my previous recording. But this is something, yeah, we got to put a little bit of light on this. Anti Earl Sears protester sign sparks backlash over Jim Crow era language. Now, I'm sure most of y'all know the term Jim Crow laws. You know, where blacks had to go through various tests or pay a tax to vote, which was this was before the Civil Rights Act. This was basically started not too far after the Civil War to where it became the Jim Crow era. I'm more irritated at the Jim Crow era language than I am the person, Winsome Earl Sears. That sounds messed up when you think about it at one angle, but it isn't because Winsome Earl Sears is not a foundational black American. Her roots are Jamaican. So she is what some of us would call a tether. She can pass as black, but she's not an FBA, ADOS, freedman, descendant of slavery, or chattel slavery. But yeah, this really caught me off guard as we scroll down. So both Republican and Democratic leaders in Virginia are condemning a sign that was shown at a protest in Arlington County that targeted Republican Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earl Sears. This is the reason why we say that Winsome Earl Sears is black passing, because we don't rock with her too tough either. She, in a way, is doing the same thing that the Orange Man tried to do at the Smithsonian, as in try to say slavery wasn't that big of a deal. No, I think we have a real issue with that. The Arlington School Board was meeting on Wednesday to discuss its transgender bathroom policy in the face of threats of federal funding cuts and transgender rights. Protesters were outside. One person at the protest was holding a sign that is being condemned as racist. I am LGBT friendly, and I use the term friendly for a reason, because it seems like your TRAs, they have that crabs in a barrel mentality, and then they do stuff like this to make the hole deeper for y'all. Let's see. Hey, Winsome, you have a gender neutral bathroom in your house. One side of the sign read, while the other side reading, Hey, Winsome, if trans can't share your bathroom, then blacks can't share my water fountain. Earl Sears, the Republican candidate for governor in the 2025 election, said on social media that she was disgusted but not surprised. I can't say that I'm not surprised because it seems like you TRAs tend to do some real reckless things. And when you do reckless things and you piss off certain people, you make it a lot harder for people to take y'all messages seriously. So she replies, I'm an immigrant, a Marine, and above all, a human being. There is no place for this disgusting hatred in our Commonwealth. Anyone who doesn't condemn this sign is complicit in approving it, she continued. That just as said, she's a tether. She is not, she's a tether, or you could say an anchor baby. She would be the first generation of her family. But going back to it, you want people to take your quote unquote rights seriously, but yet you say then blacks can't share my water. I'm more so also another reason why I'm irritated is because of the fact your movement rode off of us since 1964. Yeah, the Civil Rights Act. Yeah, let's take it a little bit further. Oh yeah, your case of Stonewall, and I won't even use Marsha P. Johnson as you would probably think I would want to use, but Stonewall, yeah, your LGBT civil rights were at stake there. And yet, you have people like that make a sign that is so disgusting. Like, part of me, I'm at a loss of words the more I read it. And I had to go and I looked and I had to go on Fox News because it seems like Fox News is they're basically giving Winsome Sears the ball and she is about to run buck wild with it because of that sign that just says, "Oh, we can say that we stand with all people of color." You know that same message that y'all try to put out, but you did a bum job on this one.
It was at this moment Jackson knew he fucked up.
Very much. And then former Representative Abigail Spanberger, the Democratic nominee for governor, condemned the sign in a statement calling it racist, abhorrent, and unacceptable. No, we're beyond unacceptable. And and Abby, they're going to be attached to you, Danica Rome. Yeah, yeah. Those TRAs, they're going to be attached to the radical left that give people the ammunition to not take them seriously nor you seriously. Because we don't I'm already not taking Winsome Sears that serious. But after this, you just made her campaign a whole lot easier. Cause MAGA's still gonna MAGA, Abby. They've already put it to the point. Oh nope. Now we really don't have a reason to go blue. And yes, I do see that we actually do have some footage. I believe we have one that's local, and we have one that's from. The new logo drops the familiar man in a rocking, and store redesigns are costing us. One that's local and one from Fox News. Let's see, which one is this? Oh, yep, this is the one from Fox News with Laura Ingraham. one of the originals of the roster of anti-black. Her and her horsemate Ann Coulter. They would be like the equivalent of the free safety and strong safety if there were positions on anti-blackness. But before we get further into this, fair use, Fox News, fair use.
Good evening, everyone. This is Laura Ingram from Washington tonight. Thank you, as always, for spending a little time with us. All right, people of all ages, they're fascinated, aren't they, by legends and myths, stuff you heard about as kids. There's Bigfoot, seen in those grainy photos. Remember those? The Loch Ness Monster. I went to Loch Ness to look for Nessie. Yeah, she has
Well, y'all look kind of related with them long ass necks.
a nickname. Then there's the 5-second rule for food that you drop on the floor. You can still eat it.
Well, maybe you shouldn't ask for the manager. I mean, you got the haircut to represent that.
Oh, gnarly! Then there's the myth that no one should believe. The myth of the moderate Democrat.
See, that sign, that y'all let that sign get the Fox News, and y'all basically gave Winsome Sears. Y'all basically gave her the keys with that. Because I know there's gonna be some black people that are looking at that's gonna look at y'all with the side eye. Because black folks are gonna be looking at y'all with the side eye, especially after that. And I don't want to hear that this was a one off. I really don't. Because y'all could have kept black people name out your mouth. So y'all can miss me with the one off.
Now, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. In this case, a poster is. Yesterday, outside an Arlington, Virginia school board meeting, a pro-transgender protest featured the usual towel crowd. Well, TOWL. That stands for typical old white liberals. Now, one towel of the female variety held a sign that read, "Hey, Winsome, if trans can't share your bathroom, then blacks can't share my water fountain."
What did you say?
Yeah, you heard it. Towel, typical old white liberal. But yeah, you heard her read what the sign said. And it seems like Laura here is trying to get catty with everybody else. I mean, this is the same Clydesdale that told LeBron all he has to do is shut up and dribble. I mean, I'm fairly livid the more I'm listening to this. So y'all are gonna have to bear with me on this one.
Well, Winsome refers, of course, to Virginia's Republican Lieutenant Governor Winsome Sears, who's running for governor against Democrat Abigail Spanberger. Sears is a Marine vet, an immigrant, and black. Well,
No, Jamaican. See, this is one thing that we say, like when people are like African American, Black American. No, I am a Black American. African, no, save that shit for motherfuckers like Mo Ron Foodle or Amron Foodle. You know, what is it, a fresh and fit? Yeah. Save it for motherfuckers like that.
naturally, normal people were stunned to see this message. Not only was it racially charged, but it was totally insane.
See, y'all let it said, you TRAs let them spin this and they are all over it. Y'all fumbled the ball. Fox News done put 11 guys on it before you could get that one. And now they're basically on the Democratic 15-yard line. First and 10.
So Democrats have gone so far left that their party members believe it is totally reasonable to equate girls being forced to share locker rooms with boys to blacks being forced into segregated spaces.
See, now you're taking it to a different level. See, we just went with the water fountain. See, this is where this Clydesdale is starting to do a little more than what she needed to do. That's adding insult to the injury. Because I hate to say it, this Karen on the screen ain't for us either.
So where were the other liberals in that crowd? You know, we saw the video. They're telling her how offensive this sign was. Did anyone tell her to take it down? Eventually, one guy whispered to her, and she did pull it down. But that was only after it was obvious that she was being filmed.
When y'all go to a protest, what makes y'all think y'all aren't? I mean, I'm sure y'all remember this thing. It happened, over 4 years ago, called the invasion. Y'all do remember that, right? I mean, who wasn't going to get filmed? But then that's useless because the orange man pardoned them all. But yet the laughing part is there's still a whole lot of buyer's remorse. But that's for another episode.
But you get my point. This view is not an anomaly in the Democrat circles today. It's totally acceptable.
First day of her classes last September, my daughter and I walked in the locker room, and a biological male who identifies as transgender and who also happened to be a registered sex offender was standing there completely naked with no regard for the other patrons, among whom were at least a dozen little girls.
What did you say?
They about to get busy with y'all. As I said, that little screw up, that red wave is about to make y'all pay.
Shortly after the incident, I found out that this person had been the subject of numerous complaints from other women.
But of course, Democrats in elected office think that protecting girls' privacy and safety, that's somehow a threat. And the left-wing activists, they feel empowered.
Ma'am, don't play with me like that. The left feels empowered. Let's not forget one of your famous people within history. Yeah, J. Edgar Hoover. Yeah, he has a little bit of a crossing past. So don't try. So yeah, this was a dunk on the Democrats, but Fox News, don't you dare think that we don't see y'all, because we know y'all don't have black at interest. Y'all basically used us as the propellant to get this out, to try to basically use us as your fumble recovery, which gave y'all the position first and 10 on the Democratic 15.
We're here to thank the Arlington public school system for standing up to the bullies in the Trump administration and in the Department of Education.
Y'all talk about standing up the bullies in the Trump administration, but yet y'all have the nerve to not address what that baby boomer put out. Y'all wonder why some of us get to that point to where, nah, y'all ain't our fight. And I'm not gonna say all, because I know there's quite a few that enforce the reason why I say I am friendly. I am not an ally, because I am not going with this blind leadership, if y'all would like to call that, because y'all are more of a hot mess than Candace Owens' hair.
All they have to offer is fear, and if you've heard them talk for more than a few minutes, you know there's a lot they don't understand.
Then help us understand. Help me understand why y'all would let somebody put a sign out to denigrate black people, especially one that is a tether.
Now, Democrats running for office in red or purple states, especially in the age of Trump, they try to convince voters that they're moderates. Now, Spanberger put out a statement disavowing the message on that sign, calling it racist and abhorrent, and that to threaten a return of Jim Crow segregation to a black woman is unacceptable. Well, that's a well-written statement. Good. But the truth is, time and again, when Abigail Spanberger could have challenged her party's radical agenda, she either chose silence or she actually voted for the left-wing policies. Other than
That's because she's a Democrat. You know that term, vote blue no matter who? Or did your Karen cut take away some of your intelligence?
than John Fetterman on some issues, the truth is Democrats like Spanberger are total frauds. They're masquerading as middle of the road while voting consistently for the far left agenda. Now, on the trans issue in particular, Spanberger not only voted against the Protection of Women and Girls Sports Act, she co-sponsored the so-called Equality Act. And that would have forced schools to allow biological men into women's locker rooms and teams in their competitions. She's no sensible Democrat.
Get out!
She's AOC in soccer mom's clothing. The truth is, while today's Dems claim that they understand middle America and support core American traditions, they're never going to challenge the progressives, people like Zohran Mamdani or Ilhan Omar, etc. So the radicals in the party...
Excuse me, Seabiscuit. They're not in Virginia, so they do not matter. You know, like Candace Owens and the Macrons, that is irrelevant.
Right? Uh-huh. Objection, relevance.
The thing that you're not being, madam. Get back on the course.
Party simply get more and more powerful. So right now, voters have a chance to say, enough is enough. So anytime...
If that be the case, you think that whole incident is gonna make me want to go vote red? See, y'all trying to spin the narrative to where, yes, you can go vote with the Republicans. Republicans ain't do anything for black people, so y'all can put that to bed. As said, I voted for the couch, and I did so with very good reason. Because as I learned through the black media, left wing, right wing, liberal, conservative Democratic or Republican. Two wings attached to the same fucking buzzard.
So-called moderate like Spanberger's running, you know they're running a scam. She will always, and I mean always, go with the fringe over common sense. So if you believe in borders, deporting criminals, and protecting women and girls, defeating the fraudsters is the only path. And
Shit, y'all can't deport criminals. Hell, who was that? Let's get a little irrelevant. Then ICE done yoked up a reserve police officer that was from Jamaica. Like, your law enforcement don't even bat the blue. Fuck out of here. Now let's go to the next page. Or is this the same one? Okay, let's see how quick I can get through this one. And this one is more localized. Let's see how much of a difference there is, because if there ain't much of a difference, bump it.
Live with the news where you live. 8 News at 6 starts now.
Are you going to have a biological male undressing in the same gym room as you? Full frontal, nude? That's what we're asking our high school boys and girls to be together, nude, in the same locker room. This is nonsense.
Opinions clash at a school board meeting in Arlington Thursday. And tonight, a new controversy that leaders are calling racist and abhorrent. You're watching 8 News at 6. I'm Eric Phillips.
I'm Deanna Albritton. 8 News reporter Mariah Jalad is live in the digital center to break it down. Mariah, where did this all begin?
Eric, Deanna, it was the discussion of the transgender bathroom policy at the school board meeting that drew a rally outside. Lieutenant Governor and Republican gubernatorial nominee Winsome Earl-Sears spoke against allowing transgender students in girls' bathrooms.
One person at the rally was holding a sign with a racist statement targeted at Earl-Sears. Photos began circulating online. We got this one from the Earl-Sears campaign. In it, the sign reads, quote, "Hey Winsome, if trans can't use your bathroom, then blacks can't share my water fountain." This sign has brought a whirlwind of reactions, including from Earl-Sears herself. She says on X, "I'm disgusted, but not surprised." This is the tolerant left Abigail Spanberger defends.
Okay. This SSDD. So this is what I want y'all to think about this. Why I'm fairly pissed off at the fact we had to be included into somebody else's battle. We had to be included in a battle that we had nothing to do with, but yet the same community rode off our coattails for the past 60 years. And yet we just wanted our peace. On that note, good people, stand up, stand out, shine bright, and good night.